Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to welcome you to the road to Loma 2023. Please round up. Let's make small noise. Okay. It's a great one. It's good to be here. It's great to be here, actually. And for those of you who do not know, who are wondering, what is Loma? It's Location Marketing Awards. And this is the maiden edition, and we are setting the pace. What this is a quick show to just give you a walk through the process, the categories we have, the rationale and thinking behind it, but most importantly, to make this all fun, make it a bit more interesting. My name is Nkasiobi, Chukwu, and I'm going to be your host today. This is our first episode, but we have a very beautiful journey planned out ahead for us to walk us through the entire show, what to expect at Loma Awards, but most importantly, to understand the work that we're looking to do here. And with me in the studio is Kingsley Onwukaeme. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, man.
And also we have Emmanuel. Adediran. It's great to be here with you, man.
Thank you for having me.
How's it feeling? How's it going?
Yeah, pretty cool.
I love it.
Lots of work, but yeah.
It's the media industry, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, you know now. This is the one place where the work never stops.
Yeah.
So if you haven't joined yet, brace for impact. But if you have, I'm sure you're already used to the rhythm of it. But I'll have our guests introduce themselves to us. I'm starting with Kingsley. Let's meet you.
All right, my name is Kingsley Onwukaeme, right? I'm the OH Academy project lead and also the convener of Loma Awards. Being convener does not mean it's only me, not be only me. So it's just that title because someone is performative. So but we have a team and I'm just representing the team. So that's why I just bear the title convener of Loma Awards. And my humble self is here today to take us through.
We want to say big ups to you and the team. It's an important work that we're doing here. And we're going to dissect that in a few minutes. So yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Emmanuel, please get to meet you.
Yeah, Emmanuel Adediran is the name. I'm a business unit director with Plus Acuity, a media agency based here in Lagos, Nigeria.
Great. So like we always say, when it comes to doing something, if you want to do it right, you have to get the right hands. And we have that right here with us.
LED displays have been emerging since the 1980s. As the R&D and manufacturing capabilities progressed, large screen LED displays have become all the preferred solution in all application scenes. From 2010 to 2015, as the small pitch era unfolded, LED displays seized outdoor advertising in stages and boasted a $2 billion global market. From 2016 to 2020, LED displays gradually replaced projectors and LCD displays, advancing into the trillion-worth Pro AV market. As the preferred choice for commercial large-screen application, LED display enjoyed a global market of more than $10 billion. From 2021 to 2025, micro mini LED products and technology will become fully developed for widespread use in high-end consumer market. The global LED display market will exceed $20 billion. In the future, ultra-high-definition LED display will establish its presence in the market of Pro AV, home theater, consumer consumption, etc. The global LED display market will soon reach the $200 billion scale. Let's join hands and make the world shine more.
Because today we want to talk about a few things that give us a really quick peek into the real reason why Loma Awards exists. And there isn't a better person to ask this question than Kingsley. So Kingsley, if you don't mind, can you please give us a quick overview of the essence of this project? Like, why was this so important? Why did this have to happen? And what are the things that really makes this stick? So, yeah.
If I must speak the mind of the team, is I don't want to go passionate about this. If not, it will take the whole day. So don't go and put me on that. But let me start this way. The first thing is the essence of Loma is an offshoot of the essence of OH Academy, right? So we started OH Academy as a continuous learning platform for the industry. We've seen that industry does not have a dedicated industry platform that's drive education. but we started off that. But along the line, we also found out that the works that whilst we're complaining that industry or industry persons and professionals are not doing very well in terms of matching global standard, we found out that even the ones that are doing their work, we've not been able to recognize their efforts. And we've checked around the industry and we found out that most of recognition that have been done in this industry is based on creative works per se. When I mean creative is in terms of material output at the end of the day. But there is a process, operational works that goes on behind the scene. And that is where the outdoor partners and the vendors come into picture. And when these guys come into picture, what they are doing, nobody has been able to say, well done, you guys are doing this, you guys are putting up. Because let me give you an example when I mean operations. For someone to pick up a material, print the whole process as an agency person, Emmanuel is there, you understand, do your strategy and planning and everything, you end up bringing out the material and the creative work. It's ready. Emmanuel will confirm that. Now, there's a lot of work that goes in to be able to pick that material from the agency's office to have the material flighted up there. A lot goes on. And you need to appreciate the effort people put in. I've had someone, when I was working at the agency side, I have had someone that gave a material to post in Kano. Within less than 24 hours, the material went up live. From here to Kano. We asked, how did the person do it? It's impressive. So you should be able to say, thank you. You guys are doing a lot. And so there are a lot of persons. Why some people are still not doing well, I don't want to use some language saying mess up, but some people are not doing well. The ones that are doing well, tell them well done. That will encourage other persons to do better. That is where this will come up. And that is why we said, where are the areas people are doing well? If you look at innovations, in fact, Nigerian market is driving well. We're trying innovations. Whilst it's a few persons, but we are trying to catch up with the global standard. We're catching up, and in fact, battling with South Africa, if I must quote across. Yeah. So why not to tell these guys, well done. You guys are doing well. So that you can also encourage them. In Igbo, they say, if you hear a man where they do well, you go do better. So that is the essence of the whole Loma award. It's a dedicated platform for the art of advertising. Whilst on long run, we might be able to incorporate other campaign awards into it, but the focus is for the operational activities that happen. That is the essence of Loma awards.
I think that's beautifully said. I wouldn't have even said it better myself. And that's why when I think about Loma right now, one of the categories that we're looking at is the legendary out-of-home advertiser / the Hall of Fame. And, off the backdrop of what Kingsley I said, Emmanuel, I don't know if you can give us some context to, what that category represents and, your perception of that and what you believe that means to you.
Thank you very much. As they always say, it's easier to jump in on a moving train, right? The outdoor industry, advertising in general in Nigeria, has come a long way. We've had people that laid the foundation upon which, the new generation, as we call it, are building on. And I also believe the same thing applies to the out-of-home industry as well, right? Because for you to get to where we are today, some people started it out, maybe not perfect, maybe not, but the fact that they started exactly, is what has now given the impetus for others to build on. More like you say, you're standing on the shoulders. Yes. So it's very important that you highlight and celebrate these veterans or Hall of Famers, so it doesn't look like, you're only carried away by the razzmatazz of the new kids on the block and all of that. So I think that's a very important category, to also look at.
I think so. This is why I think what the work that we're doing in Loma is so beautiful and it's super important because on one hand we have the conversation about people who we believe have done legendary work, like you've said, people who have laid the foundation. But on the other hand, we also have people who are trying to chart a new course, push the boundaries exactly, and see if we can create, certain paradigm shifts, and that gives us the term the innovative, let's say the innovative-minded individual. So, Kingsley, I don't know if you can speak a little bit to that. Why is innovation so important to Loma? Why is that something that we need to even care about?
Innovation is important because if you look at the global space, there have been an improvement and the changes and growth across different industries, and the same thing applicable to outdoor advertising industry. If there is no innovation, if there is no growth in terms of ideas and what we do, that means there will not be improvement in terms of our services. And this innovation we're talking about has gone in fact, gone beyond just the structure alone itself. It's also gone in terms of the technologies and in terms of the ideas we put into some of these things. Example of people who have entered for this category. I don't want to mention them right now. When you get to that speak, we can talk about it. But you will see that our guys are really doing well. They are trying, but we've not given them. We've not really taken time to tell them, well done.
Recognize.
I mean, it goes without saying that innovation is the one thing that gives people, reason to continue, keeps spaces fresh. And, who knows, with this type of, platform, we might have people who are daring enough to give, maybe, I don't know, by next year we start seeing AI application in out of home.
It don't happen.
What?
It don't happen. Like, they watch now. Like,
and that's what we're here to see. And, speaking about, just all that progress and all that growth, I'd like to, push this to you, Emmanuel. Okay. So one of the categories that we have here is OH Company of the Year. Then we also have the Brand of the Year. That sounds big. That sounds huge.
Yeah.
So what is like the criteria for that? Like, what do we have to keep in mind when we're analyzing what we believe is the OH Company of the Year?
Well, for the Loma Awards, we have multiple categories. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for a company to come out as the OH Company of the Year, it must mean that your performance across all of those different parameters and sectors is above the average, top of the range and all of that. So it's got to be, I think, around the lines of innovation, service delivery. Should you please remind me?
Yeah. So it has to be service delivery in terms of your speed of.
A lot of.
The innovation and the customer service aspect of it. So all the other aspect of the categories put together now makes you the company of the year.
So that we're looking at the company who's probably been the most robust
in every aspect of it.
Highest performing across different.
I like the sound. I like the sound of that. Now speaking about like performance as a company, one of the things that we've touched on earlier is the legendary category that we have of the Hall of Fame. And I'm thinking, like, following the conversation about the impact that people must have made to earn them a chance to be in that position, this is an entire industry that wasn't built by one person. There are tons of people who have done really pivotal work to, setting the stage for OHS. So how do you want to approach that? How are we going to see that? Are we going to have like a huge number of people going to the Hall of Fame this year? And, considering that there's probably an endless list of people that one could point at to say, oh, this person was pivotal, that person was pivotal. So, what are we expecting in terms of that category? Are we getting like 20 names this time?
So let's start this way. When you talk of we have two categories when it comes to these our legacies. We have the OH legends, which is our Hall of Fame, and we have the legendary OH advertisers. So let me explain it too. The legends are the people in terms of personalities that have influenced the growth of the outdoor industry over years. Right? While the legendary OH advertisers are the companies, mind you, not brands, companies who have invested in outdoor space over years. Advertising as a whole, but part of their marketing budget have invested in outdoor space over years. Without these guys' budgets, there will be no business as this. So we need to recognize this set of persons. Now come back to the legends, which is the Hall of Fame. We have many of them, but the truth is that you cannot recognize everybody at once. Right? At this point, we're going to start with 3. We'll pick 3. That doesn't mean that those are the top 3, but you just pick 3 for now, recruit them into their Hall of Fame. We're just starting, So recruit them now. Subsequent year, recruit another 3. We keep going that way until we have the whole people who have really done their heavy work on the industry to get it where we are today, to be part of this thing. So if anybody doesn't get it this year, doesn't mean that the other person that got it today is better than you. No, that's not what it means. It just means that we're gradually getting them. But these decisions are not done by the OH Academy team. The judges are making those decisions. Even the Legendary Award, we are working in partnership with the monitoring and audit firm, providing us data that we'll be able to use to arrive at these things. What I want to mention is that anybody that gets award from this Loma project should know that it's based on merit. It's based on merit. And I can hit my chest on behalf of my team to say nobody has gotten or taken a dime from anybody to give anybody an award. In fact, the process is not even in our hands.
Let me pause you right there. I have a question I want to direct at Emmanuel, because it's something I want to ask you, but I think speaks more to that. So in the interim, Emmanuel, like what he's saying to us is that, in a few years we're going to get, a lot more people coming to the Hall of Fame. How do you think that impacts? Just give us your view in terms of the younger people vis-a-vis the Hall of Fame. So, what does this then mean? To somebody who maybe not necessarily at the age or has been in the industry long enough to earn that. But what do you think a category like this can mean to that kind of person?
I mean, if anything, it's primarily the inspiration, right? Especially for the young guys coming into the industry, the new cats, as as we like to say, right? Recognitions like this are what makes being in the industry, putting in the work, to grow your career and portfolio to that level.
Yeah.
Is what it does. It gives you that impetus and inspiration to stay, consistent, and knowing fully well that at the end of the day, you get recognitions like that. So I think it's more around the inspiration, and that's really why I want to, peg it around as to what that particular recognition would mean for the younger guys.
So which means, even for you now, you have a baby. At some point, keep working. Soon enough, we'll be here saying, joining the OH Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Maybe we make it more dramatic than that. I feel like it's almost wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen. I think it's fabulous, and the idea of sort of like immortalizing the efforts of people is important. And I mean, who are we without our history? Who are we without the things that brought us here? And I think it would be a good opportunity for even people who don't even know the stories of the people who preceded them. A lot of us come into the industry, not our fault. We're young, we're excited, we get here. But to sort of pivot all the way back to you, Kingsley, and the conversation that we're having, what I wanted to ask and what I think you were trying to speak to, just really addresses the things that fully differentiate Loma as an award from all the awards we've had before now. You've talked about certain things not being in the hands of the OH Academy team who's handling Loma, certain things being in the hands of the judges. What are the other factors at play here? So I think as we've seen a certain name.
Okay. Hold on. Make I come in there. Let me just come in. So I know the English person there from time. So now pitching guy. And but don't worry. Let me come this way, right? So one of the things that is important to us is credibility and transparency. I don't know how that people do their awards, but what my team and I came up to do is to make sure that if you hold this award, you can be proud that it's your work as a result of your work that you're holding this. The percentage of who is going to be first or second might be even 1%, right? But that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean the first, second person is not didn't do well. It's just a matter of different numbers. But what we're just trying to say is, right now we can brag to say we are among the first, if not the only for now, but the first vetted platform, award platform right now in the Nigerian market by Upcon, which is the regulators. I
mean, that's something to applaud, right?
Yeah, so we went through, it was a whole lot of work, I won't lie to you. When we went to the first level of application, and then the DG looked at it and said, go back, I want to see your scoring points, I want to see your criteria, I want to see the process and everything, the percentage and all those numbers. We had to go back and develop these processes, and went back after the submission before we were able to say, you are good to go. We've given our approval to this. Second level to this is we had to now employ the service of an audit, external audit department. So, and it's not just an audit, it's a global audit platform, which is Massa's. At this point, everything like I was talking to someone and I said, some people will call you, where are we on this? What's the update with our back end? I said, I don't have access to it. Okay, so we went as far as getting the services of external a third party audit. But yeah, so, and it's not just any auditor, we have to get a global brand, right? A global name.
And what brand is that?
Massas,
Okay.
right? And at this point, everything is not in our hands. I don't want to, we don't have much of time to discuss, but I would have given you a typical example of something that happened. I have to make sure that everything, if the judges want to call me, I said, please put it in the mail. Let the auditor see it. Don't talk to me. This is not about Kingsley. This is not about the team members and whoever is working on this project. Talk through the official communication, proper channel so everybody can see what is there. If there's anything you have issues you have, like someone came back said the calculation on based on the formula we used. You know how you have to freeze your for formula to drag that in the Excel sheet where they're supposed to make. You had to call me. I said, please, can you send a mail that there's an error in the Excel sheet so that the auditors can have that and tell me what to do next. I know what to do, but I need to instruct me. Then the auditor had to do that. The auditor had to call and say, okay, they had to send a mail, say, please effect this change and send back. So we sent back that, effected that formula error and sent back to the judges. Now, when the judges are responding, the instruction is they have to send a separate mail to each of the judges. This is your channel to send back your feedback after your decision. So you can't send back your feedback. You can't send back your decisions that other judges will have access to it. No, send it directly to the auditors and they will do their work. That is instruction. So that to make sure that transparency, credibility, and everything is being done. So we are trying as much as possible to make sure. Yes, and most importantly, if we allow everything to fall in the hands of the judges to make, bias might also come in. That is where the voting aspect is there. So to balance things. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us a broader sample size to work with. It gives us a wider range of opinions and perspectives on situations. So that way we understand that people aren't just, picking random names. People put in for their award, they make their case, and they say people who look through it to, sort of vet that. But ultimately, the entire process is still sort of like an umpire now who's here to say, oh, this is the gameplay, this is how it's going to function. And we can trust that through and through, our location marketing awards is going to be different solely or mainly because it is one that is credible and transparent. And I think that's definitely a step in the right direction, considering that we are dedicated towards inspiring and setting the pace for everybody else.
Exactly.
So whether it's people who are young and trying to start out now, but who have the mind to be innovative, they can trust that hard work will be recognized.
Exactly.
And they do it consistently, there's a chance that in the grand scheme of things, you can, work towards joining the out-of-home Hall of Fame. And I think that if that isn't something to aspire to, then I'm not sure what is. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, that's there you have it. We have been able to take a look at some of the categories that we have for Loma Awards. And we have spoken to very great minds here today. And we've seen that the future is here. And I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this award for anything. The event day is on the 29th of September, 2023, and I'll see you there. So until then, I say good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are across the world. This has been The Road to Loma.